Today is September 8th, 2025, and this is Read Through the Bible.
What do you know about the Archduke Ferdinand?
He got shot, and then World War I started.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. Like, there's his assassination on June 28th, 1914, triggered like this chain reaction of hostilities,
So good.
and it led to World War I.
Yeah.
Right? You said that's good. Why is it
Well,
good?
it's a good comparison because I was saying that this kind of makes me think of the concept of a little leaven leavens the whole loaf. Because you have this problem in chapter 19 of this man and his concubine and the father-in-law, and they don't leave on time, and then they get to this city, and the men of the city attack the woman, and I don't know how many men were in the city doing this attack, but I don't know if it was 5 or 50 or 100, but it's still fairly small. And then it explodes into this civil war.
Yeah, we're going to read in Judges chapter 20 about how Israel is so angry, like the 11 tribes are so angry with what took place with this concubine that was cut up and sent to all parts of Israel, that they're going to muster 400,000 people to come and fight the 26,000 of Benjamin.
Yeah.
And they're going to almost kill them and wipe them all out. Why don't you just listen for how many are left of the 26,000 Benjaminites? That's the whole point. Like, this was so bad, just like World War I, like killed many people, this whole act. So maybe there were some things going on behind the scenes that we don't know.
That's what I'm thinking, that there was tension building. Because this is bad, but there's a lot of other bad things that have been happening in Judges.
Right.
And why there wasn't a civil war reaction, I don't know.
Yeah, but there's a civil war almost wiping out this tribe of Israel. That's the whole point of Judges, that they almost lost a tribe because they were fighting against each other. No longer against the Philistines and the Midianites. They're turned against each other.
They were so out of control.
And a lot of that turned in
anger.
chapter 17. Chapters 1 through 16 have the Judges, and 17 through 21 just have the lawlessness that reigns. Okay, let's begin. Here we go. Judges chapter 20 and verse 1.
Okay, then all the people of Israel came out from Dan to Beersheba. Dan is in the north, far north. Beersheba is in the far south. That means like from the top tip to the bottom tip.
That's right, north to south.
Dan to Beersheba, including the land of Gilead. And the congregation, Gilead is the east of the Jordan. And the congregation assembled as one man to the Lord at Mizpah. And the chiefs of all the people of all the tribes of Israel presented themselves in the assembly of the Lord, or of the people of God, 400,000 men on foot that drew the sword. Now, the people of Benjamin heard that the people of Israel had gone up to Mizpah, and the people of Israel said, "Tell us, how did this evil happen?" And the Levite, the husband of the woman who was murdered, answered and said, "I came to Gibeah that belongs to Benjamin, and my concubine came to spend the night. And the leaders of Gibeah rose against me and surrounded the house against me by night. They meant to kill me, and they violated my concubine, and she is dead. So I took hold of my concubine and cut her in pieces and sent her throughout all the country of the inheritance of Israel, for they have committed abomination and outrage in Israel. Behold, you people of Israel, all of you, give your advice and counsel here."
It's like the Archduke Ferdinand who was assassinated.
But I'm also thinking they must not have had a structure in place to settle disputes.
Right. Well, especially between the tribes, because every tribe was doing what was right in their own eyes. They didn't have a centralized king, which is what they realized they were lacking, and that's why they asked for a king in 1 Samuel chapter 8. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Okay, verse 8. And all the people arose as one man, saying, "None of us will go to his tent, and none of us will return to his house. But now this is what we will do to Gibeah. We will go up against it by lot, and we will take 10 men of 100 throughout all the tribes of Israel, and 100 of 1,000, and 1,000 of 10,000, to bring provisions for the people, that when they come they may repay Gibeah of Benjamin for all the outrage that they have committed in Israel." So all the men of Israel gathered against the city, united as one man.
Verse 12, and the tribes of Israel sent men through all the tribe of Benjamin, saying, "What evil is this that has taken place among you? Now therefore give up the men, the worthless fellows in Gibeah, that we may put them to death and purge evil from Israel." Okay, so they wanted to settle it by punishing the specific men who did this.
Yep.
But the Benjaminites would not listen to the voice of their brothers, the people of Israel. Then the people of Benjamin came together out of the cities to Gibeah to go to battle against the people of Israel. To go to battle against the people of Israel. And the people of Benjamin mustered out of their cities on that day 26,000 men who drew the sword, besides the inhabitants of Gibeah, who mustered 700 chosen men. Among all these were 700 chosen men who were left-handed. Everyone could sling a stone at a hair and not miss. And the men of Israel, apart from Benjamin, mustered 400,000 men who drew the sword. All these were men of war.
Okay, so verse 15 and 16, 17 really draw up the numbers. It's 400,000 Israelites against 26,000 Benjaminites.
Plus 700.
Plus 700. Because these were the left-handed slingers.
Right.
My son Esar is left-handed, so he would like this, these left-handed slingers. The people of Israel arose and went up to Bethel and inquired of God, who shall go up first for us to fight against the people of Benjamin? And the Lord said, Judah shall go up first. It's subtle when you understand the whole canon and the prominence of Judah.
Yeah.
Like there's a subtle reference here, just even how Judah is prominent. Judah's the one that goes and fights first.
Yep. Verse 19. Then the people of Israel rose in the morning and encamped against Gibeah. And the men of Israel went out to fight against Benjamin. And the men of Israel drew up the battle line against them at Gibeah. The people of Benjamin came out of Gibeah and destroyed on that day 22,000 men of the Israelites.
Yep. So they had a great success. Did Benjamin first?
Yeah. So the 26,700 men of Benjamin killed 22,000 men of Israel. Verse 22, but the people, the men of Israel, took courage and again formed the battle line in the same place where they had formed it on the first day. And the people of Israel went up and wept before the Lord until the evening. And they inquired of the Lord, shall we again draw near to fight against our brothers, the people of Benjamin? And the Lord said, go up against them.
Now, it's interesting. You can just 23,000 or 22,000 can just be this number. But I'm always struck back on September 11th, 2001, when America lost 4,000 people in the Twin Tower attack. It struck us all as a nation so much bigger, deeply.
Well, and it feels like it was so many people. I've been to the 9/11 Museum, and the walls of names and pictures of all those people it's massive.
So 22,000 is a lot. Don't let this go back as some fairy tale story. This is like real bad, real war. But this is the horrors of war. So the people of Israel came near against the people of Benjamin the second day, and Benjamin went against them out of Gibeah the second day and destroyed 18,000 men of the people of Israel. Victory again. And these were men who drew the sword. Then all the people of Israel, the whole army, went up and came to Bethel and wept. And they sat there before the Lord and fasted that day until evening and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord. And the people of Israel inquired of the Lord. For the ark of the covenant of God was there in those days, and Phinehas the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, ministered before it in those days, saying, shall we go out once more to battle against our brothers, the people of Benjamin, or shall we cease? And the Lord said, go up, for tomorrow I will give them into your hand. Wow. So the third day, it'll all change.
Yeah, and I mean, I wonder if they didn't have that confirmation from the Lord, I'm not sure if they would have gone.
But it's interesting how they are really trusting the Lord, right?
Yeah.
That they're not trusting in the chariots, they're trusting in the name of the Lord. Just say, hey, should we fight?
Okay, verse 29. So Israel set men in ambush around Gibeah. They're using the AI, or the ambush technique.
Envelopment is what it's called.
Yes, right. Yep. And the people of Israel went up against the people of Benjamin on the third day and set themselves in array against Gibeah as at other times. And the people of Benjamin went out against the people and were drawn away from the city. And as at other times, they began to strike and kill some of the people in the highways, one of which goes up to Bethel and the other to Gibeah. And in the open country, about 30 men of Israel. And the people of Benjamin said, they are routed before us, as at the first. But the people of Israel said, let us flee and draw them away from the city to the highways. And the men of Israel rose up out of their place and set themselves in array at Baal Tamar. And the men of Israel, who were in ambush, rushed out of their place from Marageba. And there came against Gibeah 10,000 chosen men out of all Israel, and the battle was hard. But the Benjaminites did not know that disaster was close upon them. And the Lord defeated Benjamin before Israel, and the people of Israel destroyed 25,100 men of Benjamin that day. All these were men who drew the sword. So the people of Benjamin saw that they were defeated.
Well, they had only 26,000, so they're
Right.
down to
900.
range of 900 here. Plus, you got all these 700 extra chosen ones, so the numbers is difficult here to exactly understand, but they're huge defeat. The men of Israel gave ground to Benjamin because they trusted the men in the ambush who they'd sent against Gibeah. And the men in ambush hurried and rushed against Gibeah, and the men in ambush moved out and struck all the city with the edge of the sword. Now, the appointed signal between the men of Israel and the men of the main ambush was that they made a great cloud of smoke rise up from the city. The men of Israel should turn in battle. Now, Benjamin had begun to strike and kill about 30 men of Israel. They said, "Surely they are defeated before us, as in the first battle, like the first 2 days." But when the signal began to rise out of the city in a column of smoke, the Benjamites looked behind them, and behold, the whole of the city went up to smoke in heaven, just like Joshua chapter 8.
Just like Ai.
Then the men of Israel turned, and the men of Benjamin were dismayed, for they saw that disaster was close upon them. Therefore they turned their backs before the men of Israel in the direction of the wilderness, but the battle overtook them, and those who came out of the cities were destroying them in their midst. Surrounding the Benjaminites, they pursued them and trod them down from Nohah as far as opposite Gibeah on the east. 18,000 men of Benjamin fell, all of them men of valor. And they turned and fled toward the wilderness to the rock of Rimmon. 5,000 men of them were cut down in the highways, and they were pursued hard to get them. And 2,000 men of them were struck down, so that all who fell that day of Benjamin were 25,000 men of valor who drew the sword, all of them men of valor. But, and here's what's left, 600 men turned and fled towards the wilderness to the rock of Rimmon, and remained there at the rock of Rimmon for 4 months. And the men of Israel turned back against the people of Benjamin and struck them with the edge of the sword, the city, men, and beasts, and all that they found, and all the towns that they found, they set on fire. So we don't know exactly what that means, but all that they found, I mean, that could include women and children, and so that all that's left of Benjamin at this point in the history of Israel is 600 soldiers. And we'll see tomorrow that they need to get some wives.
Right.
So in terms of summary, just whatever, Benjamin almost wiped out. You can
Right.
include certainly as much detail as you can write small enough to write a detail about that.
But the 11 tribes attack Benjamin.
Yep. 400,000 against 26,000. You can talk about that. Civil War. You can talk about 600 left.
Ambush.
Hiding at Rimmon. Ambush, envelopment. All those sorts of things you can do. Benjamin almost wiped out. Right. We will see you tomorrow to continue the story. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.